Hello, I'm Jo Parfitt, the creator of a brand new writing course that will teach and inspire you to write and preserve your precious family memories. I call it the Life Story Jar. But first, let me introduce you to my father, Pa. Pa was born between the two world wars and was as excited and enthusiastic about his life from the beginning to the end of his entire 90 years. Peter was passionate about theatre, books, music, travel, cars and aeroplanes. He was also devoted to his wife, my mother, Jenny, my brother Patrick and me, and his 4 grandchildren. My father was the person responsible for installing the first computer at Peterborough Technical College, where he worked as a senior lecturer in maths and later computing. He also wrote 31 books and continued to write and sell articles well into his 80s. Growing up, I believed that daddies really were magic. My father knew everything and was hungry to know more, try more foods, visit more places and experience new things. Apart from swimming, he never did manage to learn to swim. In August 2018, less than a year after his 90th birthday, Pa died after 6 months suffering from cancer and vascular dementia. He went downhill fast and his short and long-term memory evaporated. Though he could no longer answer questions, if we started a conversation about something from his past, his usual animation would reappear and for a few minutes the old Pa would be back in the room. A year earlier, I had decided to create a book of Pa's life to celebrate his 90th birthday. I pored through old photographs and pressed him to tell me what he could about the people in the old black and white ones with the curly edges, while I furiously took notes. Joshua, our son, asked his grandpa as much as he could about his past, before grandpa would get tired and frustrated and wave him away with an, "Oh, but you don't want to know all this rubbish." But we did. Pa spent the last 3 months of his life in a care home, mostly confined to a bed. I took along a copy of what we called the Pa book. A few days later, one of the nurses took me aside. "Thank you so much," she said, "for this book. Now we know what a wonderful person your father was. Now we know what to talk to him about." We all have stories inside of us, stories that we take for granted and maybe take more than a little coaxing to share with our families. These stories are what make us who we are. These stories are our legacy to our own families and, after our passing or lapsing into dementia, they can help to remind people how very important, vital and inspiring we were. How much wisdom we had. Experiences that come from a world that no longer exists and that make up the landscape of our knowledge, culture and heritage. My Pa's legacy to me has become more than his vast body of published work, the photographs, the memories and wisdom. Pa's greatest legacy was the inspiration for this programme that I call the Life Story Jar. Let me explain. In the Japanese art of kintsugi, a broken piece of porcelain is remade using golden glue. The new piece is considered a work of art, more valuable, more precious, and more beautiful than ever before. We are born unblemished and pure like porcelain, but life can throw us curveballs and we live through a mix of great and not so great experiences. Life can make us and it can break us. I believe the kintsugi is the perfect metaphor. What if the pieces that make up the whole of our lives represented our stories? And what if the golden glue that holds us together were the sharing of those stories? the sharing of the stories with the page. I believe that putting our stories down on paper will help us feel that what has happened to us has not been in vain. Our life stories can now have real meaning. It has been proven that sharing a negative experience with another person verbally or with the page will lessen the impact of the event. Even better, sharing a positive story will increase well-being. The life story jar is shaped like a traditional ginger jar. It has a lid to signify the fact that we often keep a lid on our truths. We keep our stories inside of us, and they'll be lost if we don't do something about it. The Life Story Jar program will help you to write and publish the pieces that make you who you are. Together, we will write your life, piece by piece. I have been a writer for more than 35 years and have beaten Par's record. I've now published more than 31 books. For more than 10 years, I have helped over 300 people write and publish their books, and my company, Summertime Publishing, and its sister imprint, Springtime Books, have published almost 200 books. My motto is sharing what I know to help others to grow, and so it is natural that I love to teach and have been creating and running courses in writing books, articles and life story for more than 20 years. More than 1,000 students have taken part in my live and online workshops. I love nothing more than helping writers, whether they have bags of experience or none, to become better writers. I love to guide them to produce publishable work. I invite you to embark on a journey with me, the journey towards filling your own life story jar with the stories that made you. Don't let your stories be forgotten. To start with, I invite you to take a trial lesson, just one lesson, and see for yourself how easy it is to start filling your life story jar. Thank you.